Should language learning be fun? And I'm going to tell you something. It shouldn't be, at least for the 3 to 4 to 5 months. And who am I to tell you this? Well, I'm Ivan. I have been studying Japanese for 2 years. I have been studying English for 4 years, and I'm a Spanish native. And so basically, the first point that we're going to be talking about is why it isn't always fun. And it isn't always fun because you have to study grammar, you have to study vocabulary, you have to study like all of those things which no one likes. You can tell me that yeah, it can entertain to you like to do Anki, it can entertain you like maybe studying vocab from an anime, but like it is no more fun to study vocabulary than to watch anime, than to watch TikTok, than to watch all of those things, right? And so for sure, it isn't going to be fun at the start, and also, you don't have that much comprehension of the language, right? You don't have that much comprehension of the anime that you watch, of the series that you watch, of the YouTube videos that you watch, of the book that you read, right? You don't have that much comprehension, and so because of that, at the start, language learning is not fun. It is as simple as that, right? And so the second point that we're going to be talking about is pursuing the fun made it no fun, literally. And so whenever I try to like, okay, let's make it fun because if I make it fun, I'm going to be more consistent. It just basically came to like first not being efficient and also literally not even enjoy myself. Because when you try to make something fun and like learning languages and you don't have that much comprehension of the language, then you are going to do things that yeah are fun, but you don't even understand them. And so it is not even fun, right? And so you will try to watch anime, you will try to play video games, you will try to watch TikTok, and you don't have that much comprehension of the language, and so it's not even going to be fun, right? And so whenever you try to pursue the fun, it will basically make you like this person to literally is going to the shiny fucking object. And if you go always to the fucking shiny object, of course, you're not going to like find the fucking shiny object. It is the person who doesn't pursue the fucking shiny object that literally the fucking shiny object appears to them whenever I don't know whenever they walk into the gym or something, wherever, right? Like they're walking to the gym, they uh, cheer someone, they greet someone, and they basically end up having a fun conversation. I don't know in English or in Japanese whenever they're traveling or something, right? That is a fucking shiny object. That is the real fun, right? But like you don't have to pursue it. That's the point. Now, it's not like every part of your day has to be actually disciplined. And I'm going to tell you something. The first 2 to 1 to 30 minutes of your day, sorry, 1 hour, 2 hours, like the first 1 hour or 2 hours of your day, or maybe the first 30 minutes, depending on your level of discipline, had to be difficult. But like, if every fucking hour of your day it's fucking difficult, what are you doing? Right? Like, we're studying a language, right? We're fucking studying a language because it's a hobby, probably, right? Because you're not going to monetize from fucking studying a language, right? Right now, languages are not really monetizable anymore because of AI. Because, like, yeah, translators are not really a necessity anymore that much. Like, yeah, there's some translators which are like awesome, like they have been working in in some like enterprise for like I don't know to 30 years or something, and of course they are awesome at other fucking work and they are needed in there because like it needs to be a human, like, right? But like at some point in 10 years translators are not going to be a necessity anymore. They are not even that much of a necessity right now, and so we are not going to monetize probably that much from a language, right? And so it is your hobby. That's the point. It is your fucking hobby, and so if it's your hobby, it needs to be fucking fun at some point of the day. But like at first, especially the first 2 hours, should not be fun, or not the first hour, maybe the first 30 minutes. But like that's how it should be, right? Those first 30 minutes of your day, those that first hour of your day, you will probably study vocab. You will probably study like a story that ChatGPT made for you with the vocab that you studied that day. You get it, right? Or the vocab that you studied yesterday, right? In that way, you will basically review the vocab in an efficient way and you will not forget it, right? In a scenario which you could actually encounter in real life. right? And so that's probably really important. If you're actually struggling with what action is really efficient, maybe you want to literally just ask ChatGPT to create a story for you with the type of vocabulary that you use on a daily basis, or just study it, or maybe the vocabulary that you found yesterday, right? Something that I do is that I go to a video on YouTube and I ask ChatGPT to give me the 50, 30 most difficult words, create an example sentences with those words, and give me the translation of the example sentence. And basically, I make an audio of the example sentence in Japanese, and I listen to the audio while I watch the translation of the sentence if I don't understand it. Most of the time, I am able to understand like 99% of it, but like there's going to be some point in which a word comes out which I don't really understand, and that's when I watch basically the translation of the sentence. But that's something that is not that fun, and that is something that you need to do at first if you actually want to make language learning fun at some point, right? And so, what you're going to do is that okay, the first 1 hour, the first 2 hours, you do some type of activity which is actually really like super efficient, like speaking, reading, or vocab, or a story that ChatGPT made for you. Those things are not really that and that enjoyable, but like they are really efficient. And after you do some type of really efficient activity, that's when you can do your more like enjoyable type of study. And so that's when I recommend watching series that you already watch if you don't have that much comprehension. Like if you don't have that much comprehension, the best thing that you could do is watch a series or watch an anime or watch whatever type of thing that you want to watch, but that you already have watched that you watch already, right? And so probably it's something like anime. If you are studying Japanese right now, or if you are studying easier, or if you are studying English, or I don't know, whatever language that you're studying, make sure that it's a video or something that you have already watched. So basically, you have already the context, you know the plot, and basically, when you know the context of the story, that's probably the most important thing that you need to do in order to basically understand the sentences that you have no knowledge of, right? But yeah, make sure that not every part of your day it's discipline. That's probably something important. Just the first hour or the first 2 hours, depending on how much time you study. I will say that if you're studying, I don't know, 8 hours, maybe the first 2 hours should be efficient, and the next 6 hours should be like pure immersion or something like speaking with a friend or something of the like, which you actually kind of enjoy, right? And then after that, and then for people who like study 4 hours, maybe the first 50 minutes, maybe the first hour, maybe the first 2 hours should be efficient, right? That's probably more or less like the calculation that I made in my that I made in my mind, right? And so every time I basically fell to my not discipline to my not, and so every time I fell to like my not disciplined self, I want to just get over it as soon as possible, right? That is something that you need to understand. And literally, this past month, I basically had to work a lot. And because I had to work a lot, I became a person who is not disciplined. That is just right, right? And when you have to work like 10 hours daily for an entire week, and you're not going to study like, and you go to a gym and you like have to help your family with the laundry or something like, of course you're not going to be as disciplined for the first on the first like hour of the day. No, you have to literally prepare and literally like prepare yourself mentally because you're going to work for 10 hours daily, right? Of course I could do some passive listening, I could maintain the thing, right? But like still I felt like my not disciplined self, I did not do that much, right? But right now I'm basically recovering that thing, and I basically feel much more happy whenever I recover this aspect of my life, which is basically just the discipline. And so make sure that even if you found to that not disciplined self of you, you are going to still want to get over it as soon as possible because you want to get to that disciplined self like in 1 month or in 2 months. And so even if you fall to you, and so even if you fall to your not disciplined self, make sure. And so even if you fall to, and so and so even if you fall to your not disciplined self, you're going to still want to like get over it as soon as possible. Like get over that thing that you have to do. Like I had to work for an entire week for 10 hours, but right now I don't. And so I have to work right now for like maybe 6 to 5 hours online, but like it's actually not that much. I can probably make some disciplined type of work with only just 6 to 7 hours, which is actually not that much. And so make sure that you know for a fact that you're going to get still to that disciplined self, even if you fall to your not disciplined self. And that's it for our video. Make sure you give a like, subscribe, follow those things if you want more people to know about this. Thank you.